All right, I'm here. It has been a year, and I turned my life back to God a year ago, and literally everything changed. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down for you in this video. Hi, Christina M. Hooper here. Thank you for joining me. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you have been hanging around these parts, sticking it out with me, video, no video, for a while, welcome back. There has been a lot of things that has transpired over this past year. And if you had seen me a year ago, I had dropped a series of videos as well as a video that explained how I had this amazing dream that really kind of woke me up to what my life was and where I was at that stage in my life, which I was bedridden. I was barely, honestly, like emotionally hanging in there, and he just kind of met me where I was at, and then he just changed my world. And so what has changed now? So now I am still an entrepreneur, people. So I still create websites, design, and all those things. But the way that my life looks is so much more different. There is so much more purpose and intention with everything that I do now versus just getting on the bandwagon of hustle. I had dropped the series last year about, prosperity gospel, hustle culture, and then all of those things. And it was very helpful for me. While it was shocking, learning about all these things, which, I had no idea. It was shock to the system. And that's probably what you saw. You saw me just kind of like, can you see this? Did you see what's going on? I can't believe this. Like, this is unbelievable. And now so much has now calmed. I can say that I have like a true better understanding, and I'm grateful because now I get to share what my experience is and everything that has transpired. So since last year, I do fully homeschool all of my kids now, so that's exciting, keeping things very busy. So there's just no time for the chaos. Like, literally, there's just literally no time. And so what I do now is every day we are up and we are working and we are doing all of the things at our kitchen table, our dining room table. And it has been so amazing, because we're now like introducing our children more to God now more than ever, which is so great. So he has impacted everything that we're doing when it comes to teaching our children, and it's beautiful. It is so beautiful, especially since I had grown up in the church. So it's so beautiful to be able to see the love that they have and what they're learning, and they're just like our little prayer warrior that we have, who's just excited to speak to God, and it's been so amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there's that. And then there is also the work aspect. So now, when it comes to my business, I'm extremely intentional here. We'll probably talk about it quite a bit in the future about like everything that's changing within our society when it comes to like AI and and what it means for us as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs that are still out there. There's so many of us who no longer are because of everything that's transpired, and how do we move forward? And God has continued to bless, knowing that he is our source instead of, going off of our own back of like, I got this, I'm self-made, and that was kind of the posture, like when you look back and you go, yeah, that was me. I was like, it's about me, and this is what I can do. And, I can, make a name for myself, and a lot of pride. And so, but I can definitely say that God sure humbled me for sure, and then I started to really understand and see that, that he is, my source. And he is the one who gives me the talent, the capability to be able to get out here and do for clients. And so I'm grateful for that. So I did have to reformat my business to really be more strategic about what kind of clients I take on, and what kind of things I do, because I am one of those people where it's like, oh, jack of all trades. Like I can learn and do all kinds of different things. But That's not always good. That's not always a good thing, because then you are so stretched so thin. And then now, having a relationship with God, it's like you lose space for that relationship with him. And so that's a problem. It is now. It wasn't before, but it is now. And so that's one of the biggest changes that has happened now, is that I did have to reframe my business. And you can always let me know if you want to know more information about like what I did to really streamline it, so that it is easier for me to maintain that and homeschool at the same time, which it sounds like it's like 2 full-time jobs. The fact is that it is God. He's the only one. He's the only one that has given me the wherewithal, the know-how to really do all these things. And I took a whole summer last year summer, because I knew that I was going to start homeschooling in the fall, to literally reorganize and structure everything. So it was like everything has to be like on point, boom, 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 to make sure that I am, still being like, on my game when it comes to helping my clients. So that is super important as well. Now, my health, let's talk about my health, okay? Because what ended up happening is that like right after, while I was recording all those videos, like completely like, oh my gosh, how's the Coastal Prosperity Gospel? Can you see this, right? I was actually going back and forth to the hospital. There was, going in to figure out what was going on. Like my blood count was really low, and I had went for like 40 days plus or minus, literally unable to eat. And I was like really sick. I was really sick. And this was after I had rededicated my life, and it got really bad, and it got a little bit scary as well, and I was just so grateful, because the rate that it was going, it was not looking really good. So I am just so grateful, because he helped me get through it. I did end up start really, taking more account of my health, and as well as my family's health, and what choices that we were making as well. Like all of this is like a whole reframing of the mind, like, of course, like I was very active when it came to like school, and like technically knowing, like you're not supposed to eat all of these different things, but that's my daughter. But what ended up happening was that what I started to really see was that I was not being responsible in that. Now it's like, it's very intentional. I am cooking more fresh things now, and it's not to just try and be, like this, I don't know, like this health nut necessarily, but it was because it was something that was necessary. Like this change needed to happen because for our health, and it's the right thing to do. And I really do feel like that was God kind of directing me, like, look, you have got to get these things in order. You got to get your health in order. You've got to get your business in order. You've got to get your marriage in order. You got to get all those things, in order, because he's already God, and it's for my good, right? And so that's what I did. So there is no order to this video whatsoever. It's just to really just share, like, it has been just a ride of just so many different things that has transpired over this past year. But now what I do is I am very intentional, and yet while I am still busy, one of the most important things that I do is get up in the morning and spend some time with God. Open up the scripture and I read. And now it didn't start that way. Like it was not I'm just gonna read, No, it did not. Like it was like, I know I need to spend time with you, Lord, and I know I need to do these things, but I don't really, I don't really know what I'm doing. It turned from that to now it is so intentional. It is so purposeful. It's so necessary. And the impact that it has on me and how I communicate and how I deal with everything in my life, it makes a difference. And so now that's what I do. I get into the scriptures and I read. So I'm excited to share like the books that I'm reading, what I'm finding, and how it has been impactful in helping me as a wife, as a mom, as an entrepreneur. It has been, and put the most important thing as the most important thing, simplification, people. Okay. Because everything right now is, more. Look at me, like this is so great and everything is all perfection. And No, 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 no. We're going to simplify things down. We're going to make things straight, you know, A, B, C, and just keep it moving. We're not going to be creating all of this fluff just for what, you know, because the most important thing is what God has called us to do. And then he will, you know, grow that. And so that's what I'm leaning into. And so from simplifying my wardrobe, like, to simplifying cooking, to simplifying even homeschooling, because even that can get extra. Okay, that can get really extra. If you've been around the YouTubes, okay, that can get quite extra too. It's like, well, use this curriculum and get these books and these and get these, and it gets so, everything just gets so more, and then that's when you get overwhelmed. And here we ain't doing that. So if you're sticking around here with me in this new season of Christina M. Hooper channel, then that's what you're going to find. You are going to find me talking about all kinds of things and how we can live this life to the glory of God and in peace. Because if I haven't gotten anything over this past year, okay, it has been peace of mind, understanding, more patience. So, well, that's the bell. I have to go put my bread in. I hope that you stick around with me, and I cannot wait to see you in another video. Bye.